All right, welcome to our professional development session focusing on looking at data. The purpose of this PowerPoint is just to walk you through what we're going to do today and also walk you through the artifacts and how to best prepare for tomorrow so that it is very productive. I'll also take some time to go look through the agenda so it's also clear about what we're doing. I am not here today, as you can probably see, because I have a very important family event happening this weekend. So you are in good hands, and I know that today is going to be incredibly productive. So let's go ahead and walk through this PowerPoint. First, I just want to remind you of our mission. Our goal is for every student, regardless of race, socioeconomic status, and home language, to reach high levels of academic achievement and be prepared to succeed at the college of their choice. And we want them to become active community members and responsible citizens. We believe that intelligence is not fixed. Everybody can get smarter, that's including us. We have to be crystal clear with our expectations about college, and also we believe that excellence is a habit that can be developed through feedback and revision. So at the end of this PD session today, four things need to happen. One, I want to make sure that every teacher is able to identify trends and responsibility-centered data in order to create house-wide homework expectations, and that should be expectations, not the singular. We'll be able to identify trends and work artifacts with special needs students and update their profiles on the academic support site. We also want to be able to identify trends in student work. We had some really big work products that came out of the past couple of weeks, including brief constructive responses with the Achievement Network and also the DBQ. And we want to be able to look at that and determine areas of strength and growth so we can then change our own practice. And finally, we want to summarize our key findings and action steps in a screencast and share it with each other and also me so I can figure out and learn from your big learnings for the day. So our end products, we want to do a status check on advisees at the beginning of the day, create house-wide expectations for general ed students and students with IEPs. This work will be done in house teams. We'll update student profiles on the academic support site. That's done in house teams. And then we'll synthesize areas of strength and growth and create the screencast. Department and content teams are used interchangeably, so they pretty much mean the same thing. So if you're a history teacher, you'll be meeting with the history department. You'll be using the Atlas protocol today, so just to review the steps of the Atlas protocol, first you'll choose a facilitator and a timekeeper. You'll choose an artifact to examine. You'll study the work, make observations, not inferences, and you talk about what you see. You'll predict what you think the student is working on from the student's perspective, and finally you'll discuss the implications to classroom practice. To be prepared for this. So again, in order to prepare for this, you want to think about a student with an IEP whose work puzzles you professionally. Be prepared to share with the team what has worked and what hasn't, and we'll be able to upload some of these key insights to the academic support site. Bring at least 10 copies of that student's work. There should be an apostrophe over that work. Bring work samples from students with IEPs. Bring your lunch and also wear your casual clothes because this is a work day. Finally, these are the data sets we're going to use. Achieve 3000 DC CAS prediction data set will be shared with you. We'll also share the reading level and the probability of the student scoring proficient or advanced or below basic by student name with their reading level, which is very exciting. Responsibility center data by house. The academic support site, it should be shared with you under your Google Sites. But here's the link is right there, and also the Achievement Network Math Report. So I also want to walk through some of the documents so you will see some of these. So I'm going to escape out of here. Let's first go to the academic the DC CAS projection site. So this is what the DC CAS site looks like. If you notice, DC CAS projection, class of 2015, student's name, the reading level, the Lexile level, and whether they'll score proficient or advanced. And this is a percentage. For example, for this student, there's a 66.3% chance he will score advanced. What we also want to do is put his DBQ score one in here first, and then also his constructive response score for the first one and the second one. So we'll then be able to see if what the patterns are in data between reading level, possibility of scoring proficient in advance with the DC CAS, and some of the work products that they're doing this year. And this is one of the key products that we hope is filled in by the end of today. Let's float on to the academic support site. Let's see. Academic support site. Go to this one. And let's click on that. And it brings you up to this session called the academic support site. If you notice, you have students with their names on this side, and then with just an idea of what the purpose of the site is. Let's click on a student. So I want to give you the expectation when you're doing this work in your house team. Let's click on this student here. As you can see, this student's reading goals according to her IEP, her math goals and writing goals. And when the teacher has worked with this student, they share the context, the subject, and also some key comments. We want to make sure that we are commenting on these students so that we can keep a running record of our experiences so we can learn from each other. So this is a really key point of tomorrow. I'm going to float on to the agenda for tomorrow. As we said in the beginning, we have certain expectations, but this is how the time's going to break up. You'll watch this from 8 o'clock to 8:10. I hope it's not going to last 10 minutes. And then we're going to do an advisory check-in. The purpose of this is to determine who's off track and who's on track. We're going to call parents and log those phone calls in school force. This will be done in houses. And our first priority is will be students who are on the academic probation list. Then we'll go to a break. Then we'll spend about 30 minutes updating the academic student support site. We won't use the Atlas protocol for that, so I'll take that off. The house leader will be someone who's kind of leading that discussion and making sure that that work is done. Then we'll spend some time digging deeper into house expectations. We really want to figure out what are the expectations in each house, Haynes house and Lofton house, especially when it comes to homework and house meetings. And we really want to think about how we are communicating those expectations. One of the data sets that we will use will be Responsibility Center. You have some time to summarize and share these expectations and produce a house screencast that will be shared with Lofton House so they can also learn from some of the challenges and also solutions that you'll come up with. Then there'll be about 30 minutes to talk about emergency procedures with Kenley. And then the last 2 hours and 15 minutes you'll really spend in your department teams looking at data and the action steps. And we really want to identify learning opportunities across content areas and what those action steps could be. There'll be a variety of data sets that are possible: ANET, DBQs, brief constructed responses, and Achieve 3000. And then we close out the day with a screencast film festival that kind of summarizes what you did when you were in your department teams. I'm going to float back to the PowerPoint so we can take a look at what that screencast rubric is. Okay, so the rubric for the screencast, if it's a 4, we're going to discuss 4 key findings in the data and the implications for practice, includes all members of the department, lists 4 measurable action steps, and offers 2 ways that peers can hold the team accountable. 3 key findings and implications for practice, includes all members, lists 3 measurable action steps, and offers 1 way that peers can hold the team accountable. To get a 2, you're just discussing the key findings and the 2 measurable action steps, and 1, you're only discussing 1 key finding. My goal is for every department is scoring a 3 and a 4. And once those screencasts are sent or shared with me, I will assess them according to this rubric and send them back. Again, our goal is 100% of teachers and teacher teams are scoring a 3 or a 4. I'm really sorry that I won't be there, but I know you are in good hands and look forward to seeing these screencasts. Have a wonderful PD day.